Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for Salernitana-Inter. Tgif, that's my title. Thanks God it's Friday. Why? Because we can play our game and forget about the despicable episodes that happened in Torino. And I want to touch on them just a little bit because I want to mention two things. One is that I was too tough with Gosens in the grades. He didn't deserve that very low grade because on the goal action I saw it many times again, and it's not his fault totally actually, because he's covering for Bastoni who's missing, he's covering for Mkhitaryan and Barella that are a bit too much forward. So, Gosens has his part of responsibility, but not as much as to give him such a low grade. So, sorry, Robin. And the second point I want to touch on is Cuadrado, this criminal, this clown, this diver. I mean, when he did the dance after the goal, didn't he deserve a yellow card because that was a provocation? Remember when Van Basten danced on Pasquale Bruno, who was on the ground after scoring a goal? I mean, dancing in front of the opponents is a provocation, so he should have gotten a yellow card. On top of this, he went after Big Rom's penalty to ask the referee to give Big Rom a yellow card. Yes, you heard well. A guy who is not exactly white went to the referee to ask to give a yellow card to Big Rom because he was talking. He was saying muti, like hush, to the fans, to the Juventus fans that were yelling boos and calling Big Rom monkey. Cuadrado did this. You know what the best reaction for that episode should have been? It should have been for Cuadrado, for Big Rom, for the referee, and for all the teams to hug and to do this sign to the supporters, because racism is not accepted. Instead of doing this, not only Cuadrado went and asked for the yellow card, then he, after the game, even to put the cherry on the top, even fought with Andanovic and punched him. So, I mean, it's just a disgrace what happened. We all know, of course, that Cuadrado is a criminal. He broke Sanchez's leg 2 years ago. He gained a penalty by kicking Perisic also a couple of years ago. I mean, every game he does something to prove that he's a total idiot and a person with no morale and no intelligence. But anyway, other than this, I have also one suggestion for our Serie A, which is to revoke the yellow card that was given to Lukaku, to identify the culpable fans and to put them into trial, to fine Juventus for those choirs, and to reimburse Lukaku for what he had to go through morally and psychologically, because it's not acceptable in 2023. This is what should happen, and this is what will not happen anyway, because we are Italy, Let's just try to concentrate on Salernitana-Inter, because this is a very delicate game for us. We come from a streak of 4 losses out of the last 5 games we played in the season. We come from 3 consecutive defeats in Serie A with Spezia, Fiorentina and Juventus. And we come from a period of 5 games in which we only scored 2 goals on a penalty. So we didn't score on a live play. This actually is a piece of data that doesn't worry me, because we know that we always create a lot of opportunities. The problem for us is to convert them into goals. Salernitana, with Paulo Sousa, good coach, is playing with a 3-4-2-1. I can't avoid to mention a couple of players of Salernitana that are in my heart, Pirola and Candreva, because they have a Nerazzurro past. And talking about our starting lineup, this is a bit tricky because this game, of course, as we know, comes 4 days before the game with Benfica. And so a sort of turnover needs to be applied by Inzaghi here, and it's not easy to understand what's the most intelligent way to apply this turnover. This is what I would do. Onana in the goal, of course. I would have De Vrij in the center of our defense because of the contract that he's about to sign and because of the fact that he became dead recently. I found and I saw in his recent performances a spark of the old De Vrij. So I would have him play also because Acerbi needs to rest. The rest of our defense will be completed by Darmian on the right, In parentheses, Skriniar has never been absent so long. Do you think he's coming back soon? Because it's a bit fishy, the fact that he's out for this back pain for so long. Anyway, I would have De Vrij, as they say in Holland, Darmian and Bastoni. In midfield, we have to be a bit brave, and I would play with Brozovic, who needs to put minutes in his legs, together with Aslani and Gagliardini, yes, instead of having Mkhitaryan and Barella. If not, I would have Brozovic, Mkhitaryan and Aslani, but for sure Barella on the bench, because he's counterproductive for this team, for the reasons that we've seen already a few times in the videos before. On the flanks, I would have Dumfries, because he's playing well, and Di Marco, because he's not playing as well as he used to play before, so he needs probably to have more minutes on the pitch. And of course, in front, I would start with the Lula, because Lukaku needs to play, so please put him on the pitch, and because Lauti needs to regain confidence. It's been, I think, also 5 games without a goal for Lauti, so we desperately need him to come back to his usual scoring habits. That's all. It's going to be a tough game, not an easy one, and we need those 3 points as gold. And so those 3 points are gold, and we need them. We need them so much. Let's see how it will go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please punch the like button. Subscribe is very important for me, and leave a comment. I'd love to learn how to make these videos better. Thanks again, and as always, Forza Magica Inter. Ciao!